subscribe now. Or maybe I come over and maybe your house burns. You never know. Another gaming list, cause turns out I'm one sick bastard. Not cause I make gaming lists, but cause what this gaming list is about. I've never really tried to disguise that I'm not possibly the most intellectual person, although I do love some intelligent shit too. Proof that I use shit after the word intelligent to describe stuff that I like proves my point that I'm not the most intelligent person, but there's actually something kind of liberating being pretty simple-headed. You know, you can find enjoyment in the most simplest of things. And one of those things that I actually enjoy a lot in games is gore, or overall brutality. Turns out I can actually play even pretty goddamn shitty games as long as I really enjoy the gore. If the gore's made well, I'm probably gonna find some enjoyment out of it. Yeah. I should probably talk to a shrink or something. This can't be healthy. I like gore in games and I like brutality and all that shit, so I'm listing 7 games that I enjoy mostly because of the gore. These might be good, these might be mediocre, and these might be just outright shitty. Because there's gore, I enjoy these games. These are not like from best to worst or worst to best or anything like that. These are just 7 games I enjoy because I really enjoy blood and guts. First one, and let's get this out of the way. I've talked about this game plenty of times on my channel. I even did a let's play. It's Manhunt. That's the OG when it comes to gory, sick and twisted games. I fucking love this, made by Rockstar. You're a criminal, you're about to be executed cause, well, you're one sick bastard. Then lights go out and you wake up in a really deserted kind of neighborhood of dirty back alleys and abandoned shopping malls and houses and all that kind of stuff. And, well, suddenly you hear a director's voice who says, you know, go kill some people, cause we're doing a snuff movie. That's not exactly how he phrases it, but that's basically what you do in this. The point is to advance level after level and execute people in the most goriest ways you can. And let me tell you, there's some pretty goddamn gruesome executions in this one. Even a plastic bag, you can use that in such unique ways, such an inventive ways. I mean, you can just put it over someone's head and choke them, or you can put it over someone's head and beat the shit out of them. Well, that's not really being that inventive, you're just putting a bag over their head and beating the shit out of them. But you got stuff like knives and hammers and my favorite, baseball bat. Every weapon has 3 different executions. Depends how long you push the execution button while you're sneaking behind them. You got the mild one, you got the medium one, and then you got the, you know, the worst one or the grossest one and the most brutal one. Baseball bat. I always enjoyed that. That was my favorite because I think the medium one was the one where you choke the guy out, he falls onto his knees, then you just splatter his brains, and if there's a wall, the brain matter sticks to that. I just found it fucking hilarious and funny, you know. I'm not like in real life, I'm not going around killing people with baseball bats, I'm just, in this game it's funny. It's a way to let off some steam, so I don't go all Ted Bundy out there in real world. Play brutal games, they save lives. But yeah, Manhunt, I've talked about this so many times, I'm just gonna move on to the next one, but Manhunt, it deserves to be on this list. That's some people don't love this. Some people say it's just exploitation shit, basically, and I think they're right, kinda, but, you know, some of us enjoy that shit. Second game I have here, I don't have the best game in the series in physical form, because none of the consoles have that. It's actually for PC only, if I'm not totally mistaken. I don't think they've released that on consoles. They released the first game on PlayStation 1, and, you know, probably some... Oh, Nintendo 64. That was bad. Didn't love that. But they did come out with new game in the series 2016, and that one we got for PlayStation 4 actually, in physical form. Had to buy it. Carmageddon Max Damage. Now Carmageddon 2, that's obviously the best one in the series. I played that so much, I love that. It's so good, so gruesome. Basically what Carmageddon is, it's a driving game from hell. You have a track, you can win by just driving laps, but nobody does that, not even the AI, because the AI is fucking stupid. One of the reasons probably why people don't really like these games that much, but yeah, the AI is really fucking stupid. Funnest way to beat races is to just annihilate all your opponents. Now you might be thinking, well, that's not really that gory if you're just smashing other cars. But there's a time limit. And how do you accumulate time? Well, there are a couple of different ways. I think if you crash opponent's car, that's when you get more time. So that's one way. But that's not how I always collect the time. No, there's another way that's even more fun. Drive over people. Lots of people. Just, you see a crowd, and you get extra time. Now this new one, this is pretty close to the second one. It's same idea, same stick, Drive over people, get time, then drive over or destroy your opponent. Or drive laps if you're a boring loser. But it's not just that you drive over people. I like how the limbs go flying sometimes when you drive over people, and they do leave a kind of nice splatter when you drive over them, so it's always satisfying. But when they released this, me and my friend, who's a big Carmageddon fan also, we got really excited. We bought this, we played the shit out of this, we were like, this is fantastic, it's so fun game and all that. Then I went online and I checked the other reviews. This got like 3s and 4 out of 10s, stuff like that. Like everybody hated this. This seemed to be considered just plain old shit. I gotta say, I was just really entertained by this, I didn't expect this to be great. Like it. A lot of people love Carmageddon 2. That's their ultimate favorite. But no one ever says that, oh, that Carmageddon 2, it's so great because the driving feels so good. No one says that. It's crap. The driving's crap, okay? You can't change that. It's because of the mayhem, because of the gore. That's why it's so fun. And the weapons. That's what makes Carmageddon games. You want good driving? Buy a Gran Turismo or something, I don't know. Project Cars? Forza Motorsport, I guess. But yeah, Carmageddon. It's just the weapons. And this new one, I actually do love that they put a bit more effort on the pedestrians in a way that there's lots of different types. I'm gonna sound like I need some therapy, but one of my favorites are the guys who are in wheelchairs, and when you have spikes in front of your car, they sometimes get stuck, and yeah, it's terrible, but it's a game. I like it. It's not like I'm driving over people out there in the real world, but my Toyota's so rusty that I'd probably get more injured than them, but once I buy a new car. But yeah, the weapons too. You get like flamethrowers that kind of automatically target every pedestrian that's close by. It shoots flames and they're just running there burning. And it's. I get satisfaction out of things like this. Don't judge me. But my absolute favorite is when you get these big fucking what do you call it? Springs, pedestrian. There's enemy spring that works, when you're close to enemy car, you can press the attack button, and there's a huge spring that sends your opponent fucking flying over the other side of the map if the angle's good, or maybe there's just a wall and you just want to spring right there. Usually they die from that or explode. But there's also pedestrian version of that, which sends the people flying, and it never gets old. It's just fun. But yeah, that's Carmageddon. You drive around, you kill a lot of people, and you try to destroy all the opponent cars. And I enjoy this. This got like 3s and 4s out of 10, not out of 5. Out of 10. There's a new Carmageddon game coming out. I didn't put that on my most weighted games list because, first of all, it seems like that's mostly track-based driving from the trailer, based on trailers. So, well, that kind of changes it. There's also one other aspect that really just killed my excitement for the game. All the pedestrians are zombies. Now, I wouldn't mind if it was a new driving game series or something like that, where, you live in a zombie apocalypse and try to drive over zombies, but zombies in Carmageddon. I have some trauma. Carmageddon 1 and 2 when they came out. Here in Europe, at least in certain places, I think like the German version, it had zombies that bled green. If you had that version when you were playing, trust me, you were gonna get ridiculed. Back then, that was super fucking gay. Back then, super fucking gay was more of an insult than... well, we didn't use the gay word, we used the British cigarette version of the word, but still, you were that, and super fucking that. You had Carmageddon game with zombies. I don't think we can be friends. You're kind of damping my image, so get the fuck out of here. That's why I'm against this new Carmageddon game. I still might try it. It trailer made it look fun, but the zombie thing, it seems like a small thing, and It kinda is, but when you have childhood traumas, you have childhood traumas. When you were a kid and, I don't know, some uncle snuck up in your room when you were little, every time you hear the word uncle when you're an adult, you go kinda like... Next game I have on this list, I don't have the physical version, cause I don't believe consoles have physical version of this game, or even a digital version of this game. I do know they have some of the sequels, and I'm not 100% sure if the first one is on some console. I think the first one is. I might have actually played it too. It's hazy. It's been so long since I played the games in the series. But the game I'm talking about here is Postal 2. Now what are Postal games? Well, Postal games are games where you're the postal dude and you go postal and you just start killing people, a lot of people. But to be fair, in Postal 2, I don't think you actually have to kill people unless you want to, but it is kind of hard to make through those games without killing someone. Basically the missions. Postal 2, I think you had like 5 or 7 days, I don't remember, it's been a little while since I played that, but like first day's mission was to just collect signatures. You live in a small town in the middle of nowhere, somewhere in desert, and there's shop and there's library, and you got all those little places there, gas station, whatever, and then you have your homes and other people's homes there too, and it's kind of fun, you live in a trailer with your, I think it was mom, and she was quite the character. I think the first mission was you just had to go around the town collecting names on some list. I don't actually remember what the list was, but it was so fun, you could threaten people, like, first you ask, like, would you sign my petition? And they'd go, go fuck yourself. Then sign my fucking petition. And then you could pull out a gun and shit, It had such a, how would I describe it? You might say kind of childish sense of humor, but also really offensive sense of humor. And just, it was really in your face. Just, I love that type of humor, It's just crude and crass. It's not the type of humor that would really fly too much these days, at least on mainstream platforms, but there's been Postal 3 and 4 after this, from what I know. The only reason why I skipped those got terrible reviews, but, well, like Carmageddon showed me, I might actually enjoy those, so maybe I should give those a try. I think Postal 3 and Postal 4 are for consoles. Yeah, I just don't know if there's physical version. I think Postal 3 had physical version, but that one kind of looked like shit too. It was more linear, if I remember correctly. It's been a little while since I watched that trailer for that, but yeah, Postal 2, it was so much fun. You could set people on fire, then piss on them so it would put out the flames, then I don't know, set them on fire again. There was gas canister, you could just spread gas. I remember there was this marching band during one of those days you were playing, and yeah, we used to just put gas all over the ground, and when the marching band was there, just threw a match there or lighter. I can't remember really details that much, but oh man, watch them all run and burn. It was just so insanely funny back then. We were teenagers, but you know what? To this day, I'd still enjoy that. That would be funny. That would be really fucking funny. Then I'd go and try to put them all out by pissing on them. It was so great. You could piss on people, set them on fire. Obviously you could just shoot people, blow them to pieces and all that kind of stuff. It's fun mayhem. First person shooter, fun mayhem. It's insane. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but god damn it, I like my tea Postal. And no sugar. I don't use sugar. Not even on my coffee. Coffee is black. No milk, no sugar, nothing. You put something in your coffee, you'll ruin it. You start censoring Postal games, you'll ruin them. The first one was the only one that wasn't a first-person shooter. Although now that I try to think about it, was third one also first-person shooter, or was it third person? Well, I don't know, but first one was kind of isometric view. Anyway, Postal 2. Next game I have on this list, which is a fourth game. I don't actually have this one physically. I remembered I had this physically, but I don't have this physically. I was certain I had this physically. I need to buy this. It's for PlayStation 2. I actually, now I remember that I loaned it from a co-worker and I played it. That's what I did. I was supposed to buy it myself, but never did. And that game is The Punisher. Yeah, you don't really hear me giving compliments to comic book movies or games really that much, because I'm not a big comic book guy. There are some good things, but overall I'm not the biggest comic book guy, I do like my Blades and Punishers, Blades in movie form and Punishers in movie form and this game form. Blade also had game on PlayStation 1. Maybe not play that. But yeah, Punisher. You're Frank Castle. You go around and you basically execute a lot of bad guys, a lot of gang members. It's a third-person shooter. Nothing fancy about it. If it wasn't Punisher and it wasn't as gruesome as it is, I'd say it's pretty mediocre third-person shooter, probably. But, because it's Punisher, and those executions are just... Well, there's this one scene where you can lift the guy, and there's a buzz saw, you know, that table saw or whatever that's rolling there. Does nasty bit if you put anything in it. Basically, hold the guy, his crotch is right there, you know, going to the saw, and you're interrogating him, and at the end, you can just shove him there, and he's not gonna be pissing out of his penis anymore, because he ain't got one. Or maybe it does. Maybe it's just like, you know, split hot dog. Well, he died, so he won't be pissing from his penis. But yeah, it was a solid shooter, third person, but it was the executions, just the overall brutality that made it. I love the shotgun. Shotgun's my favorite weapon, and yeah, in that game you got to use a lot of the shotgun, and always feels good to shoot people with shotguns. But the executions, you can shove someone's head into, there's these big gears, and right in there, and then they turn, and the head's gone. It's so much fun. Punisher's the greatest. But yeah, third-person shooter, I'm not gonna get stuck on this one too much. I don't have it. It's been a long while since I played it. But yeah, it was so good. Question. Anyone know if the Punisher PlayStation 2 version is out there on PlayStation Store? Something like that? Is it there? If you know, would you mind putting it in the comments? I'd really like to know. If it's there and it's cheap, like, I don't know, 10 euros maybe max, maybe 15, I might buy it and actually spend a weekend playing that. Kinda wanna play it now. Again, god damn it, I need to buy Punisher. But if I buy the original one, I gotta hook up my PlayStation 2, and that's so much work. I don't have all my consoles hooked up all the time, so... The fifth game I have on this list, and also I don't have this physically. This game, this is all. This is not as brutal as other games on this list, really, but I think this might have been one of my first kind of experiences with video game brutality. Like, really, like, I watched my friend play this game, and I played it myself too after that. I never owned this. I played this at friend's place. I think like a couple of friends' place at least. And I was sold. I was like, wow, that's amazing. This is the most hardcore thing I've ever seen. That is bloody. And basically the only type of gore you had in this game, from what I remember, because it's been so long since I played this. It came out in 1987, and the game was called The Barbarian. Basically, you had two barbarians. It was obviously inspired by Conan the Barbarian, but it was like a fighting game. You had two guys go one on one, and you had swords. Now you could beat the other guy, and you know, once they fall, you win. But sometimes you could kind of pull off this execution. I don't know if there was a certain way to do it, or if it was kind of random on some strikes, because it's been so long since I played this. I actually watched some videos a little while ago, and I was like, man, that was a great game. I kind of want that now. You could hit with your sword, and if it hit, you know, here, their heads would come flying off. And I think there was this little troll or something that collected the head. Maybe that was Barbarian 2. It's hazy, like I said. That was some of the most brutal stuff I've seen ever. I mean, it was a video game, and you could chop someone's head off. When I saw that, I was just sold. It was more vicious than anything I've seen before at that point. I didn't know games could do that, go that far. It blew my mind. It blew Little Speedy's mind. It was one of the first games I played that had that kind of effects or animations. Whew, I was sold immediately. In the end, especially if you compare it to modern stuff, yeah, it's not really like we have Mortal Kombat where you're ripping out people's spines and shitting down their necks and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't include Mortal Kombat, by the way, in this because I wanted to keep this kind of maybe games that have been a little forgotten. But yeah, back then, it was before Mortal Kombat. It was just so brutal, so bloody. Simple, not the best gameplay or anything like that, like I said, compared to modern games, especially compared to 90s games. But I could be entertained by just the animated head chop off animation thing. So yeah, I'm easily entertained. Give me gore, I'm entertained. Give me boobs, I'm entertained. Should I do the sexiest games? Seven sexiest games I played? 7 games I enjoy because of the sexiness. I don't know. Don't know. Then we get to the 6th game, and this one I actually own, but I haven't played this version. The game I'm talking about is Maneater. I have the PlayStation 5 version here, it's in plastic, I haven't even opened this because when this was released, I bought the PlayStation 4 version, I actually reviewed it on this channel and all that, and yeah, I think I even did a Let's Play or something. You're a shark and you go around and you eat all kinds of stuff, you know, people, for example. But yeah, I played that through and I loved this game, this was great. It's not perfect game, but it's just so much fun. But yeah, I really appreciate the amount of gore and all that, so I had to get this physically in my shelf. So yeah, I bought the PlayStation 5 version of Maneater. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play this ever. It's so fun game, but while I was playing the PlayStation 4 version, you know already this if you watch my videos more. Jaws, that just traumatized me as a kid, so you know, while I was playing this, I played this for, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. Almost every night, I had the worst nightmares about sharks. I can't play games if you're a human in water and there's sharks. I can't fucking do it. I can do like little bit if it goes over 2 minutes or something. I'm not staying in the water anymore. I can't. If there's a mission you need to do down there in the bottom of the sea and there's sharks, fuck that. But in this one you actually play a shark, so that kind of took the edge off a little bit. So it was creepy. You know, especially that last level that was kind of in the, well, not in the middle of the ocean, but close there, you know, more in the deep parts, and I get chills still, you know, just thinking about that. God damn it, I consider this game one of those where I kind of beat myself mentally, you know, I won, you know, because I actually managed to play this through it. But yeah, if you were playing as human in this and going there in the ocean with all those sharks and all that, yeah, nope, I wouldn't have touched this. But it's fun, it's really arcadey, and I love that they made possible to do the thing kind of from Jaws where you can just grab a human and swim around the ocean surface and just drag them, and there's blood and they're screaming, and just, you know, jump on people, and there's a lot of blood, and I really enjoy it. It's so much fun. This is one of those games where you don't really have to think about too much. Well, none of these games you have to think about too much, but you can just go in, create havoc, chaos, and all that. You can actually jump on the beach on this, and a little while jump around there and eat people too, and yeah, get back in the water before you dry up, I guess, or, well, can't say drown, suffocate? Magnificent game. Shark RPG. Shark action RPG. If you haven't played this, you want something kind of light and fun and gory, you know, maybe you should give this one a try. This was so much fun. Then we get to the 7th game, and this is probably like the best game in the sense that it's kind of real game, but it's just, well, it's a really good tactical shooter. Now, tactical shooters, when you think about those, you don't really, when you think about gory shooters, you think about Doom and stuff like that. Wolfenstein, those are gory. Again, better known, so I kind of skipped those. But tactical shooter that actually has some gore in it. This is kind of, I think these days kind of forgotten. It sucks. I wish this series would come back, because I really love this game. This is PlayStation 3, and it's Brothers in Arms, Hell's Highway. Now, when you think about this at first, you might be like, I don't think that was really that gory, but I love that when you throw like grenades in this, it comes into the slow motion camera and you can see Nazis flying, and usually they have their limbs flying too in separate direction. That was always really fun in this. I mean, it's been a little while since I played this. It was back on PlayStation 3. I played this probably like 2 times through at least, maybe 3 times. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed it because you get to command your, well, it says here, bazooka teams, machine gun squads, and tanks. So, you know, you're kind of a squad leader. So there's that tactical element where you have to give your guys directions and commands and all that on the battlefield. And there's also covers, and it says here massively destructible environments. I do remember the covers and all that being kind of destructible, so that was always, it brought that kind of tactical element into this. But yeah, probably the biggest kicks in this that I got, it wasn't just because some kind of a strategy, maybe I nailed the strategy or something like that. No, it was always that grenade. You threw that grenade, you got that slow motion cam, you saw those Nazis flying, and like I said, the limbs flew usually in opposite direction. Really kind of gritty war story. I also enjoyed that. September 1944, so not a fun time in Europe back then. Lots of shooting. World War II is. I'm kind of tired of World War II shooters, but Brothers in Arms, I'd take a new Brothers in Arms games any day. Maybe you could do Brothers in Arms Vietnam edition. But yeah, Brothers in Arms, Hell's Highway. When it comes to gore, it's not the goriest game or anything like that, but severed limbs from explosions. That's always something that puts a little smile in my face. I got really nothing else to say about this game, really. It is a fantastic strategic shooter. Even if you don't like gore, I'd say if you like shooters and a bit more tactical shooters, this game might be worth your time, you know, just take a peek. This one's more like a real serious story, and brutality is more part of it, that interwoven story mechanic more. It's more intelligent and shit. But yeah, those were some of the games that I just love just because they're so outrageously brutal, or just outrageously gory, or offensively gory even. They just really don't give a fuck. I get a lot of joy because of the over-the-top violence that these games portray. What can I say? I'm a simple guy. I love simple things. Anyway, fuck off and I'll fuck off, and we'll meet back here when I upload more crap. What's some of your favorite brutal games? Do you have anything that might be a little more not so well heard of? Or anything like that? A little bit blurry to mainstream audience's eyes? Something that they might have missed? This video really didn't make me look like some kind of mentally stable guy or anything like that. Well, at least I'm honest. I'm gonna go and yeah, about the Punisher. Well, fuck, now I kind of want to go and check myself if it's there in the PlayStation Store. I kind of want to play that again. God damn it. Goodbye.